Welcome to our forum tonight on No U.S. War on Syria, Freedom for Syrians from Starvation, Jihadists, and Tyranny. Tonight's program focuses on Syria, the latest stage in the Arab Spring that began in 2011 in Tunisia and Egypt. Syria is currently embroiled in a civil war that pits long-oppressed workers and peasants against Assad's tyrannical dictatorship. The humanitarian situation in the country is critical, and the civil war is complex. We hope to clarify the issues here tonight. The Freedom Socialist Party is an internationalist party that analyzes and supports revolutionary struggles around the world. We consider what is happening in Syria today to be a pivotal aspect of this international struggle. How we'll proceed tonight is that I'll give a few announcements and then introduce our speakers. After the presentation, we will pass the basket for donations to the Salon Cultural Museum for Syrian refugee relief. This money will get directly to the people on the ground. There are no six-figure executive directors between your donation and the people who need the support. Then the floor will be open for questions and discussion, and I encourage people to stay afterwards for informal discussions and a chance to talk with each other and hear more from Monica Hill tonight. In terms of announcements, there are some exciting things happening in Seattle this week. As of about an hour ago, Richard Conlon conceded in the race for City Council, and and the Socialist Alternative Party candidate for City Council, Shama Sawant, will be the first socialist on the City Council in a very long time and the first Trotskyist socialist ever. The political dynamic in Seattle has now changed, and we will all be a continuing part of that ongoing discussion and conversation. Another exciting thing happened on the labor front this week. The Boeing machinists turned down by a resounding 2-to-1 vote a draconian 8-year extension to their contract that would have destroyed their pensions and taken away most of the things that they and their ancestors have fought for the last century at the Boeing company. There'll be a rally on Monday at 4 o'clock at Westlake to support them, and we encourage everybody to go there. We'll be there with signs. Come join us and take part in that celebration. Boeing is making noises about moving elsewhere, but the best people that make the best planes anywhere in the world are here in the state of Washington, and as the union describes it, Boeing is committing suicide if they keep moving their planes to places where they can't build them so well. There's a very important case involving a citizen here in the United States who lives in Washington but who is presently in prison or jailed in Mexico, and Gary Hodderson would like to tell us a little bit more about her case and the support work that we're doing for her.
Thank you, Val. I think everybody's probably got a copy of the right-wing flyer. And Nestora Salgado is a naturalized U.S. citizen who lives in Renton with her husband and 2 children. She's been arrested in Mexico. She comes from an indigenous village in the state of Guerrero, where she became the comandante of the community police force, which under Mexican law, the Constitution, and also laws of the state of Guerrero, this is completely legal. She has been charged with kidnapping, which is just ridiculous. She arrested some lawbreakers, and she's being held in a federal prison, high security federal prison, 2,000 miles from her home. We are working with her family, her husband who lives here. She had been going back and forth from Renton to Mexico to bring aid to the community that she grew up in and where her children were born because the community is very poor. So on Tuesday, December 10th, there's going to be a demonstration at the Mexican consulate. And on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at 6:30, there's going to be a meeting of the Defense Committee here. Her family will be here, and we invite anybody who would like to work with us on this to come. Finally, I have some very exciting news, which is today Fred Hyde met with a family and a law professor at the Seattle University who specializes in international law. He has taken up her case. He's going to work with the Mexican lawyer. And if you know anything about what happens to human rights lawyers in Mexico, a lot of them are killed. So it's very important that he has someone to work with in the United States. This man was a senior staff attorney for the Inter-American Human Rights Commission, and he says he will take her case both to the UN and to the Human Rights Commission. Right. Who's the one who searched on the internet here and found the lawyer, tells me he has a track record of winning. He has let people out of jail. The importance of reading the newspaper and getting in touch with the Freedom Socialist Party. There was an article in the Los Angeles Times, which one of our comrades in LA, Yolanda Anise, read. She sent it to me, and Fred said, "You guys better look into this. She's from Seattle." And look where we are now.
Thank you, Gary. The idea of a civilian police force sounds like it might be a pretty good idea given the situation with the police department in Seattle these days. But these things go with risks. Do give your support to this important campaign. There's a lot of items over there on display. The FSP has a holiday store every year that we make available to our members and to the public, so feel free to shop if there's anything you'd like to purchase tonight. See Margaret, who's there in the green sweater, and she can help you with that. We also have some raffle items tonight, and Megan is selling tickets, so see her after the program if you haven't already. She's standing right there. And finally, we have lots of books available in our bookstore that you won't find other places, and we also can sell you copies of the Freedom Socialist newspaper or subscriptions to it here tonight as well.
See me.
All right. One of our speakers tonight is not able to be here because he has not been able to get out of Syria. He was recently there on a mission to take medicine and clothing and supplies to people in the country, and he hoped to be able to leave yesterday and be here tonight, but he is not able to do so. We will be hearing from Monica Hill tonight, who is a veteran writer and assistant editor on the Freedom Socialist newspaper. She has followed the events in the Middle East for several decades and is an expert on these issues, has written numerous articles in the Freedom Socialist, and will be able to give us a lot of good information about what the way the rest of the press is portraying it is a dreadfully confusing situation. We think the class lines and the issues are clear, and Monica is going to tell us about that tonight.
Thank you.